Alrighty then. It's been long requested on the Chase Oliver channel. You know, a lot of people always ask me. You guys follow my Q&As. You guys know I get this a question a lot. Chase, can you do movie reviews? Chase, can you review movies for us? Can you talk about movies? Can you do this and whatnot? And so finally I cracked. I said, screw it. Why not? I'm going to be doing a movie review stream here on the channel from now on. Why not add it in? You know, this channel is full of mishmash and whatever anyways. So why not talk about movies? I watch movies pretty much for free. I work at a movie theater, so I get in for free and I get to watch a lot of movies. So I don't know how often these reviews are going to come. Going to be dead honest with you, maybe every 2 weeks, depending on how many movies I see, because I want it to at least be a stream, so I'm not just talking about one movie throughout the whole dang stream. I want to be able to talk about multiple movies, and I'm going to warn you guys right now. We're going to be talking about a lot of movies here, not just Ghostbusters and Secret Life of Pets that are in the title. We're also going to be talking about The Shallows. We're also going to be talking about Purge Election Year. We're also going to be talking about Central Intelligence. Those are the movies, and BFG. Those are the other 4 movies we're going to be talking about. So there's a lot of movies to kind of quickly review. Now, not every review is going to be in depth and full in detail. I'm going to be dead honest here when I say this. I know a lot of people who are probably watching this for the first time probably don't know who I am because they watch other bigger YouTubers that do movie reviews. I'm not the biggest actor buff in the world. I'm not the biggest, like, oh, I know this guy, I know that guy. Look, I'm going to fuck up on some names. I'm not going to know who everyone is and which actor played in what and all that other stuff. I'm just not big into that. I go to the movies for personal enjoyment and to try to find out if I enjoyed the movie personally. Now, here's the thing, though. I see these movies for free. So my enjoyment level is kind of on a different level than most people. Like, I'll give you the straight up honest truth, what I felt about the movie, but I ain't going to be able to, like, break it down saying if it's worth the money or stuff like that. I guess I can kind of tell you guys if it's worth the ticket price, if it's worth watching, but ultimately at the end of the day, I'm just here to give you guys my thoughts on the movies that I've seen and if it's worth your time checking out or not, you know. So there you go. Hope you guys like that terrible intro by me. By the way, this is going to be a bumpy stream. This is my first time doing a movie review type of stream. I'm normally used to doing professional wrestling and sports streams, and I've been doing that for so many years that I'm used to be able to just jump in and talk about that stuff on the fly easily. But when it comes to this type of stuff, I don't know. This is way out of my alley. I just wanted to try something new, try something different, give it to all the people that want to see movie reviews on this channel. So I'm going to treat this out. If you guys are watching this with me, make sure you guys tweet it out on Twitter. You guys can give me a follow on Twitter at ChaseOliver68 as well. So anyways, it's time for me to review some movies here for you guys. First movie I'm going to be talking about is obviously the biggest one that a lot of people had questions about. The one that a lot of people were kind of like, oh God, is this going to be great? Is this going to be good, or is this going to be absolutely horrendous? And that's the newest Ghostbusters movie. Oh, yeah. This one right here had a lot of expectations when they first announced they were going to make a Ghostbusters movie. I think they announced it like early 2015 that they were planning on making a Ghostbusters movie. And then all of a sudden we heard that was going to be an all-female cast. Now, I wasn't against it. I wasn't against an all-female cast. I actually thought it was going to be cool. I actually thought, hey, you know what? It's different. They're trying to do something different with the franchise, with the series. I'm cool with it. I ain't going to be mad about it. Let's see who they cast. And they got a good cast of people. You know, you got McCarthy, you got Leslie Jones and all that stuff. So I felt that this cast was going to be good. And then all of a sudden that first trailer hit. And oh my goodness, man, that first trailer just got so much heat. It got so much heat. A lot of people were shitting on it. And it didn't look good. This movie looked like it was going to be really bad. And like, you know, the expectations of people were like, oh man, this is going to be one of those cult classic movies where it's so bad, it's so good, like The Room and stuff like that. So a lot of people were looking forward to see it. Now, I saw it this morning, and I can tell you guys one thing about Ghostbusters is this, man. God damn, dude. It was there. That's all I could really say about the Ghostbusters movie was that Ghostbusters was there. Is it worth going to this movie? If you can get it at a discount theater, or maybe your movie theater has like a special night where they do like cheap tickets, yeah, go see it in movies if you really want to see it that bad. But really, to be honest, this movie was just pretty much there. Like, it has a plot, it has a story, but then it kind of like winds around the place. You really don't get to feel any of the tension of the story. It's just kind of like, hey, these four women are ghost busting, and they just get their stuff, and the government tells them to be hush hush about it. They're kind of like Batman in a way, and it's like, it's just like, that's it. There's nothing really special about this movie. You don't look at this movie and you say to yourself, man, this movie really stood out, or wow, this movie was really bad. It's just one of those dare movies. And really, to be honest, that's not what you want in a movie, is where it's just dare. You don't want something that's just dare, where you're just like, oh yeah, it happened. You want people to at least have some talking points about it, but it's really hard to kind of fish some talking points about it. And I was really disappointed. One of the things about those Ghostbusters movies, I believe that the guy who directed this also directed Bridesmaids, which was like an underrated comedy. Like, Bridesmaids is absolutely hilarious. Got a bunch of funny females for this movie and stuff like that are really funny, work well with comedy. But it's funny that the females in this movie, their comedy was like the worst comedy of the whole movie. Like, they did not bring anything to comedic value, to me at least. When I was watching, I was just like, oh my God, all their jokes felt flat. All their jokes felt forced. There's one point in the movie, they're like making fun of like the YouTube comments, like, like the YouTube comments that people posted on the freaking YouTube thing. And it came up more pettyish and childish than really like funny. It was just kind of like, really? You guys have to like attack the internet trolls? You're already feeding them enough. You just fed them in this movie. It was like the girls in this movie just weren't funny. Maybe because I'm a guy and I just didn't find them funny. And it wasn't because, they're trying to be the Ghostbusters, that's why I didn't like them. No, it wasn't that at all. It was just more like none of their jokes really stick. None of them were just like funny. It was like Leslie Jones was the only one where I was like, okay, she is naturally funny. But all the other girls, it just felt like, they didn't do that well. I felt all the other characters that they were interacting with, they were more funny. Like Chris Hemsworth, man. Oh, man, Hemsworth came in. He did great in this movie. I thought Hemsworth was like one of the funniest parts of the movie. I enjoyed Hemsworth's role in this movie. I was just like, man, dude, Chris Hemsworth, he knows what he's doing. He was funny, man. I was laughing at Chris Hemsworth. He played like a meathead dummy, and it was like actually pretty funny. So I actually liked Hemsworth. I hope he does more comedies in the future. And then there's this one scene, like in the way beginning of the movie, there's this one fat guy, and he like insults the Ghostbusters and stuff like that. And he does like a little, it's like probably the funniest scene in the movie. Like when I saw the movie, the people and my brother and I, we were all laughing at that scene. That was like the one scene where everyone was fucking laughing their asses off. They just thought it was like the funniest scene. So that was pretty much it. That was Ghostbusters, really, to be honest, was that, there's some comedy aspects to it. The plot's really not all there. Like, they have this one plot, and then they kind of like push the plot to a side, and they just kind of formed a team. But then the team up is not like how they formed the team. It's not like anything special. It all feels rushed. It's like bam, 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 bam. All the equipment they get too, it's just like bam, 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 bam. It's just like they just get the equipment. Like, they just get it. They don't even show us how to work on it or how they work on it and everything like that. And this movie goes on for a while. I believe it, like when we entered the theater, it was like 11:30. That the movie actually started, and then we didn't get out till like 2 o'clock. So like this movie goes on for a while, and it feels like it rushes some stuff. It feels like it doesn't let certain stuff settle. And really, they only bust like one ghost in this whole movie until the end. That's really what they do. This whole movie, they just bust one ghost. They don't bust any other ghosts. They don't show them actually working as a team, making this teamwork all together and stuff. They bust one ghost. They bust the final villain, and then afterwards, the final fight happens, and it's the final fight even feels rushed. It just felt like this movie was rushed. And then also, like my brother, who's like a film major and stuff like that, he was telling me you could tell that these people have never worked with a green screen before, because the way they were doing that final fight scene, the green screen looked like they were amateurs. Like, they didn't know what they were doing. They were just like trying to punch stuff, and he said that it looked bad. He said like the green screen footage is really bad. My brother, he's very harsh when it comes to stuff like that, especially with editing and stuff like that, because he is a film major and stuff like that. Film majors can be snobby, guys. Understand that. So that's what he told me from it. But yeah, Ghostbusters, really, to be honest, find a way to find this for cheap. Honestly, like, support them by giving them money. But honestly, find a way to watch Ghostbusters for cheap. Don't go out there and spend like $11 or go to a fancy cinema to see this movie. Unless you're a diehard Ghostbusters fan and you just want to see what they're going to do with this franchise, that's the only way I say you should go pay for it. But honestly, even if you are a diehard fan, sometimes you have to sit aside and you have to say to yourself, no, I am not paying this my full price, because this doesn't even deserve full price of admission. Comedy is kind of lame. The action sequence is okay at the end. You know, the plot's there, but it isn't there. And then they try to force it near the end. You know, Hemsworth, like I said, Hemsworth was funny. Hemsworth was good in this movie. There's another scene that's really good. I don't know the actor's name, but whoever that guy was, he was absolutely hilarious, dude. That dude was just great. But overall, Ghostbusters, middle of the road, just kind of their type of movie. What up, Chris Bandicoot? I am talking about Ghostbusters. I just gave it my score of a middle. It's just kind of there. Go check it out at the discount theater. Alrighty then, up next on the agenda, Secret Life of Pets. Now, this one I was really excited for. You know, it's a DreamWorks movie, so I knew that, you know, they're going to have some fun with it. You know, DreamWorks has been doing good with their since the Shrek days and the Minions and stuff like that. They've been doing good. You know, Despicable Me. I like both of the Despicable Me's. I actually like the Minions movie. I'm one of the few people out there that actually like Minions. So I was excited for Secret Life of Pets. You know, I was just like, oh man, Secret Life of Pets, that's going to do good. That's going to be a fun movie. I can't wait for it. Because, you know, me being a pet owner myself, an animal owner myself, I'm always interested about, you know, what animals do when you leave them at the house. And it was cool that, you know, they took this concept and they showed you what animals do when you're gone and stuff like that. And honestly, when I watched Secret Life of Pets, I watched it. I got done with my shift. I wanted to go see this movie. Every one of my coworkers who said it was a cute, fun movie and stuff like that. Everyone said, oh yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. And I watched it. And I said to myself, that was it. This movie straight up was disappointing. I was disappointed by Secret Life of Pets. I was expecting a lot more. I felt that DreamWorks kind of rushed this movie as well. This movie felt extremely rushed. I mean, they didn't let any parts settle in this movie. Like, you know, those emotional parts when you get into kids' movies that try to make the kids cry. There's one of those in this movie. There's one of those emotional parts that, well, it seems like it's supposed to be an emotional part, but you know, they rush it. They pretty much rush it. They rush it, and you don't get any payoff with it. You're not even sitting there trying to tear up. You're just like, really? That was supposed to be their big emotional part? That was it? And they had a big cast in here, but really, to be honest, it felt like every other Kevin Hart movie. Anytime Kevin Hart's in the movie, they give his characters way too many lines or they do too much with them. And that's what they did with the bunny. You know, Kevin Hart played the bunny in this movie. I think his name was Snowball. I can't remember. And really, to be honest, if he wasn't in this movie, I honestly wouldn't have liked this movie, because I'm not the biggest Kevin Hart fan. I'm going to be dead honest here. I find Kevin Hart sometimes really annoying. You know, people can say the same thing about me. Maybe annoying people just don't like annoying people. But Kevin Hart normally annoys me. But if Kevin Hart was not in this movie, if Kevin Hart's character, Snowball, the rabbit, wasn't in this movie, I don't think I would have cared that much. I don't think I would have sat there and said, oh, you know what? This movie was good. No, Kevin Hart was the one that made this movie. His character made the movie. His character was the most entertaining one. The main characters, the side characters, and all what they were doing. I think Rosie O'Donnell played the cat. I can't remember what character. I don't know if she was in this movie or not, but whoever played that cat was also the more entertaining person in the movie. Like, there's only like 2 entertaining characters. And that really saddened me. And not a lot of the parts of this movie made me chuckle. I was expecting Secret Life of Pets. You know, DreamWorks always kind of goes a little bit more adult-oriented than Pixar does, you know, than Disney. So I was expecting more adult jokes from them, but they barely did anything. Like, the more funniest stuff was like the Minions movie that they played beforehand. You got like a little Minions preview before you watch Secret Life of Pets. It was like the Minions trying to mow the lawns. I was dying watching that stuff. But when I was watching Pets, there was not really a lot of stuff that really made me laugh, that really made me go, oh, that was great. Like, Kevin Hart didn't even make me laugh that much. I kind of chuckled at some of his scenes, but I wasn't like laughing. And that kind of disappointed me. I felt Pets, like, it had a good story. Like, I'll say this, the story and the premise of it was good. I just felt it was rushed. I actually felt that, like, they rushed the fuck out of Pets. They were just like, hey, let's get it. And they didn't let anything stand still. They didn't let, some of the sad parts, some of the stronger parts of the movie just stand there and be still. Now, I saw both of the, Ghostbusters and Pets in 3D. I can tell you, Ghostbusters in 3D is actually really good. Like, the 3D of the movie is actually pretty good. So if you can find it for cheap for 3D, definitely check out Ghostbusters in 3D. I thought they did the 3D very well in Ghostbusters. But for Pets, oh, fuck that. Like all the 3D stuff was just for fucking stupid snakes and shit. It was a waste of time. Secret Life of Pets was a waste of time. So, honestly, I say with Secret Life of Pets, unless you're taking your girl to go see it, don't watch it. Don't watch Secret Life of Pets. Avoid it. It's fine. You can miss it. You're not missing the end of the world. You're fine. You're good if you miss Secret Life of Pets, because I found that to be disappointing. That's just me. I found Secret Life of Pets to be disappointing. I was expecting a little bit more from DreamWorks. I felt they rushed too much. Felt they didn't let some certain parts try. And especially with the cast that they had, I was like, God damn. Let's hope that Trolls is not as disappointing. So if you guys have any questions about the movies that I'm talking about, just let me know in the comment section. I already talked about Ghostbusters. I already talked about Secret Life of Pets. I have 4 more movies that I'm going to be talking about here besides those ones. But if you guys want to ask me more about Ghostbusters and Secret Life of Pets and whatever other movies that I'm talking about, just let me know in the comment section or tweet at me at ChaseOliver68. Alrighty, and the next movie we're going to be talking about is Purge, the election year. The third of the Purge movies. I watched the first Purge one night. I not a big fan, to be honest, of like the horror movie genre. I just get scared easily. I'll just admit it. I'm a bitch. I get scared easily. I know that's what horror movies are supposed to do, but when I go to a movie, I want to enjoy myself. But I decided if I was going to do some movie reviews type of things for my channel, maybe I should dive into some horror, because maybe there's some horror movie fans. I know The Purge is not extremely horror, but it's gory as fuck. So the first Purge movie I remember seeing, and it was actually pretty good. I actually liked that one. The second Purge movie, Purge Anarchy, it was all right. Because see, I'm confused on when the Purge actually started, to be honest. Like, for me, watching the Purge movies, I didn't dive into the Purge history or anything like that. But when I watched Purge Anarchy, was that the second or the third Purge that ever happened? Because I remember in the first Purge, that one dude, he made a bunch of money because like he made like house security and stuff like that for the people for the Purge and stuff like that. So that's why he was so rich and loaded, and they lived in that big old house and stuff like that. Like, I remember that from the first Purge movie. And then the second Purge movie, it was like, was that the third Purge? Because the second Purge movie I didn't like, because I thought it made no sense about all this other stuff. Draven G, yes, you did miss the Ghostbusters review. You did miss the Ghostbusters review. Right now, I'm talking about Purge election year. But if you do have questions about Ghostbusters, Draven G, just leave it in the comment section. And before I get to the next movie review, I will review it. But anyways, back to it. If anyone that's a Purge fan can tell me what Purge Anarchy was, that would be awesome, because I didn't dive into it. Like I said, I didn't dive into it. I don't dive into the Purge history. I was just like, how is it that this is the third Purge and these motherfuckers already are selling people to die and all this other stuff? Like, do people plan around this shit? Like, god damn. What, is like the Purge like Christmas now or something? Like, fuck. So yeah, anyways, Purge election year takes place in like 2040 something. So at the beginning of the movie, we see the main character. She's pretty much being tormented by one of these guys, and pretty much her family got killed during one of the purges. Actually, the same purge as the family in the Los Angeles house was getting their asses kicked, 2022. So yeah, that's what happened in the beginning of this movie. And then pretty much she's running for presidency. There's a bunch of government conspiracists that are trying to get rid of her. Hey, look, it's the purge. She's in the middle of the street. Hey, there's the sergeant from the second purge. And there you go. That's pretty much like how purge election year starts. And for what it is, with gory and blood and some jump scare scenes and some creepiness going on here, you know, purge election year is passable. Now, is it worth $11.50 or however much you're paying for your cinema experience? I don't think so. I honestly think you wait to rent this on like Amazon or Redbox, to be honest, because I wouldn't say discount theater disc or anything like that, because I don't even feel like it's a discount theater price or a low ticket movie price. I feel Purge Election Year is more of like, hey, you want to watch a gory movie? Go just get Purge Election Year. Here you go. Here's Purge Election Year. Bam. I mean, pretty much this whole movie is just like blood, gore. There's some like political aspects into it, which are nice that kind of tie into the real world a little bit within a nice little bow. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of eh. I will say the soundtrack for Purge Election Year is actually pretty catchy. I was like bobbing my head to some of the dubstep crap that they have there. You know, some of the acting's pretty funny. I mean, it's a Purge movie. Is it as good as the first Purge? Hell no. Is it as good as the second Purge? Debatable. You know, I say Purge Election Year is pretty much Purge Anarchy, but with a hotter chick to look at least in my opinion. The blonde chick is harder than the Latina chick, in my personal opinion. So that's pretty much what Purge Election Year is. I would say this, out of all the Purge movies, this one probably has this, no, I would say the first Purge still has a better plot, but this plot's actually really fun to watch, especially if you're into politics and everything like that. But honestly, don't spend your movie ticket price on The Purge. Just Redbox it, just rent it when it comes available online. Draven G asked, was it good? Was it bad? Was it mediocre? Ghostbusters? I said it was just there, Draven G. Like, it wasn't good, nor was it bad, nor was it mediocre. It was just there. And, you know, I said, you know, discount theater it, find low ticket prices for it for you to judge, because really, to be honest, that's the only way you'll get to see it, get to judge it yourself. But really, to be honest here, it was just there. That was pretty much the movie of Ghostbusters, was that it was just there. And that's bad. That to me, that's a bad thing if your movie that has so much hype, so much publicity was just there. And you know, I talked about this earlier when I did the review portion of it, that I didn't think it was the female cast member's fault. I am not against the female Ghostbusters whatsoever. You know, I wasn't like the diehard big fan of the original Ghostbusters. You know, I was giving the females a chance. I just felt that it was just kind of there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything special. It wasn't like you're missing anything by not seeing it. But really, to be honest, that's for you to judge. That's why I said that if you have a chance and you know a theater is a discount theater, or you know your theater has like a special admittance price, I would go to that and just judge it for yourself, so that way you know if you wasted your money or not. Because like I said at the start of the review, Draven G, I work in a movie theater. I get to see these movies for free. I ain't paying a dime to see these movies. I'm just going based off of how I watched the movie. Like, is it worth your money? Because I know a lot of you guys, everyone's tight on money these days and stuff like that. You guys want to know if the movie's worth your time. And that's why my rating scale is pretty much based off of, like, you know, either don't see it, Redbox it or rent it, freaking discount price or full price admission. You know, that's pretty much how my scale works, because it's like based off your money. Draven G, it was a remake, Ghostbusters. This was a remake, or reboot, or I guess you could say a reboot or remake of the original Ghostbusters. It showed how the team formed and everything like that, so it was a remake, pretty much. Neo Spades, they say Secret Life of Pets is a Toy Story ripoff. Say worse than a Toy Story ripoff, man. Worse than a Toy Story ripoff. Alrighty then, so if you guys are just joining us right now, the movies that I already reviewed are Ghostbusters, Secret Life of Pets, and The Purge Election Year. If you have any questions about those movies because you missed review, be free to ask these questions. If I don't get to your question right away, it is because I'm still reviewing a movie. We have 3 more movies to review, and I know a lot of you guys who have tuned into the Q&As in the past, you guys probably already heard these reviews, but I didn't really get to talk about them on this portion, so maybe some people will find some love and commitment to it. Up next, we have Central Intelligence. Obviously, being a pro wrestling fan, I gotta support my boy Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. For the good and the bad, I still support The Rock. I always give the money for my Rock, for The Rock. I just give him money. Draven G, the original Ghostbusters did not make a cameo in Ghostbusters 2006. I can already tell you that. There's some Ghostbusters jokes from the original Ghostbusters, but not the original cast. Bill Murray sure didn't appear. Like, everyone would have known Bill Murray appeared. I didn't see no Bill Murray. So, yeah. No original Ghostbusters in this movie. Anyway, Central Intelligence, The Rock, and Kevin Hart. Comedy that I was looking forward to. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Kevin Hart fan. But knowing that The Rock was actually going to do some comedy movies, because The Rock, he's been in too many action movies, too many like trying to be a hero movies and stuff like that. I just wanted to see The Rock be in a comedic role again. Just The Rock being a comedic genius that he is. I mean, he was such a comedic guy in the WWF/WWE during his time there that I was all like looking forward to this movie, because it was like, oh man, The Rock's actually in a comedy, and it's a Kevin Hart comedy. Kevin Hart, when it comes to his comedies, you know, they're just kind of there. There hasn't been one Kevin Hart comedy where I'm like, oh, that was great. They're just kind of there. In Central Intelligence, I will say, surprisingly better than I thought it would be. There's a little bit complaints that I felt about this movie. You know, Kevin Hart's still Kevin Hart. Every Kevin Hart movie is the same. It's like Adam Sandler. He's either some rich guy that's very depressed, or he's just some mental retard. Kevin Hart's just the same guy. He's always some guy that had a haul when he was younger, and then all of a sudden he grows up and he's not really that big of a star, and he's just really loud, really annoying, and that's pretty much it. That was pretty much Kevin Hart's role in this movie. The Rock's character used to be a really fat guy, and then he lost a lot of weight and became The Rock. And then afterwards, he still acts like he was that fat guy, which is cool. You know, his personality didn't change, even though he got really, really buff. But it was really annoying because The Rock was using his baby voice a lot, where he's like, yeah, man, let's go. What do you mean? Blah. It's like, it was funny, but at the same time, I was just kind of like, I wanted Rock to change his tune a little bit. You know, The Rock was just kind of okay in this movie. He wasn't like anything special. And really, to be honest, when it comes down to Central Intelligence, it's an okay movie at the end of the day. It has some parts that make you laugh. None that are making you laughing out loud, like dying in humor. Just some parts that make you laugh, kind of make you chuckle and everything like that. I would definitely say if it's at a discount theater, definitely go check it out. But at the end of the day, that's all you're really going to get out of it. It's just another Kevin Hart comedy. The plot's not really there. And if it is there, you're kind of confused of what's going on in the plot, because they keep kind of shifting parts way too much in the movie. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say about Central Intelligence. Up next, The Shallows. Blake Lively, my girl Serena from Gossip Girl, in her own movie, where it's just Blake Lively, two surfers, some Mexican drivers, and a shark. Oh, and Blake Lively's sister and her dad. I will say about The Shallows is this: they at least tried. And for the hour and 30 minutes, which this movie runs for, which is a short run time nowadays for movies, because nowadays it feels like, oh, your movie has to be 2 hours long and fucking all this other stuff. For the short time that The Shallows is on screen, you won't be bored. You won't be sitting there. It's just, You know, it's just, You know, they're just kind of going, It's Blake Lively trying to survive a fucking shark attack. Nothing special. I mean, I will say this. They did a good job at making you try to wonder when the shark's going to pop up. You're definitely like on the edge of your seat wondering like, when's this fucking shark going to pop up, or how's she going to survive certain parts of it? But for the most part, The Shallows, it's just shallow. That's the best way to describe this movie. It's just shallow. But it is worth your time. Is it worth full ticket price? No. Is it worth the discount theater price? Nah. Just rent it or try to find a way to watch it for free. Because really, to be honest, we all know why you want to see that movie. It's for Blake Lively's booty. So really, to be honest, Blake Lively and The Shallows, it's an okay time. You know, I had to watch this a second time. You know, I watched it the first time, didn't like it. Thought it was terrible. Decided to go watch it again. And I actually warmed up to it a little bit more. So definitely watch The Shallows if you can find it for free. And then the final movie I'll be reviewing, and then I'll take your guys' questions. about the movies that I talked about, or just future movie reviews that I'm going to do, you can ask me, am I going to review this movie? And I'll let you know, and everything like that. And tell me if you guys like these movie reviews. And like I said before in the beginning of the stream, yes, my movie review streams are going to be fucking bumpy to start out, because I am not used to doing this on YouTube. I'm used to talking about sports. I'm used to talking about wrestling. You know, this is not my Matt Forte. You know, this is definitely not my Matt Forte for the New York Jets. My forte is talking about sports and wrestling. I'm trying to do movies because a lot of people always request me, Chase, review movies, review movies, review movies. And I say, fuck it. Why not? Why not do it? I work at a movie theater anyway, so I can go see the movies. Draven G says, one thing I'll say about the Shallows, at least they tried to make a serious shark movie. Yeah. No, like I said, that's what I liked about it, was like you're on your edge of the seat trying to figure out when the shark's going to pop the fuck up again. That's what I like about the Shallows, is that you at least are wondering when the shark's going to come. They don't make the shark predictable. You know, the shark is scary, but I didn't feel like there was too much like super duper jump scares. Like there's some jump scares in this movie, of course, but I didn't feel like they were like bad jump scares. You know what I'm saying? Like they were trying to just jump scare you for the sake of jump scaring. It was like, oh shit, like natural reaction type of jump scares. Those are good jump scares and stuff like that. It's the ones that you see coming. Those are the ones that scare you the most, because you know that's going to happen in real life. When you see a scare coming, those are more scarier than the scares you don't see coming. Because the scares you don't see coming, those are the ones where you're just like, ah, fuck. But the ones you see coming, man, those scare you the most, because you know that shit would happen in real life, and you would be like, what the fuck? You saw that happen. So, yeah. But the last movie I'm going to review here today, before taking your guys' questions and, you know, just you guys asking me what movies I'm going to review next here on the movie review stream, is BFG, The Big Friendly Giant. You know, a lot of people who play Doom think it's the big fucking gun. A lot of people thought it was the big fucking giant, but no, it was the Big Friendly Giant. I'll say this. Oh, yeah. No, actually, this is not the last movie I'm going to review. I have to review Legend of Tarzan. I'm sorry, I forgot about Legend of Tarzan. Got to review that movie too. I knew there was one more movie. It just popped in my head. I was thinking of a giant. Then I thought of the gorilla. And then I said, oh, shit, Legend of Tarzan. So I'm going to review Legend of Tarzan as well. My bad, people. My bad. I'll wear that one. Like I said, bumpy for the first time with the movie review stream. Should have added that to my notes. But anyways, that's on me. That's on me. Anyways, BFG, Big Friendly Giant, made by Steven Spielberg and the cast and the whole crew who did E.T. I'll say this with Big Friendly Giant, man. You can actually feel the magic with this movie. The soundtrack is very nice in the movie. The little girl who plays Sophie, oh, that girl is great. She's going to be a star. I hope she becomes a star. She did great in this movie. She was actually my favorite actress in this movie. I thought she did a great job. You know, I don't know how they made her talk to some freaking giant. She probably was doing scenes by herself sometimes, doing nothing, but she was great in this movie. I had fun watching The Big Friendly Giant. I felt like, not fun in like, oh man, this is an adventure. It was more like kid fun. It was more like I could imagine myself wanting to go to Giant World. They made me want to go to the Giant World and hang out with the BFG. You know, that's what BFG did. Like I said, soundtrack's amazing. I think the girl who played Sophie did a good job. The plot, you know, I'm a big fan of the book too, so you know, the plot was a good plot as well. Is this the movie though where I'm going to tell you guys though, you know, you got to see this movie because Chase is saying good things about it, $11.50 or whatever your movie ticket price is. No. You do not pay full price for BFG. Even though I feel like out of all the movies I've been reviewing here, this one probably has more glowing reviews than the other movies. This movie's still not worth full ticket price, man. It paces so damn slow. BFG paces so damn slow. Oh, speaking of pacing slow, god damn. I forgot Independence Day. God, wait until I get into that shit. Holy fuck. But yeah, we will also talk about Independence Day. So Legend of Tarzan's next, then Independence Day, and then I'll take your guys' questions and all of the other stuff. Sorry about that. But when it came down to the BFG, it gets slow. And sometimes the slow parts just never seem to fucking end. You're just like, oh my God, just get on with it. Get well on with it. I get it, Spielberg. Try and make a masterpiece here, but god damn, dog. Just get on with it. Casual people like me being a fan of the book, I can appreciate those slow parts. Because they're trying to help tell the story and make us book folks that, you know, like freaking say, oh, well, that didn't happen in the book. Say like, oh, yeah, I'm glad they stay true to the book. But God dang, they needed to really, really keep on going with it, man. They really needed to sometimes speed this movie up a little bit. But if you're looking just for a time to kill type of movie, you know it's like your Twilight hours, you know the discount theater has it, go discount theater this movie. It'll kill your time. You'll come out feeling enjoyed. You'll feel like you went to Giant Land and had a big adventure. BFG, to me, is a good movie, but overall, looking at the public, how the public would view it and stuff like that, probably it's just best if you just kind of discount it and you decide for yourself if you thought it was a good movie. I personally liked it. I personally like BFG out of all the movies until we get to Legend of Tarzan. That shit right there. That shit right there, man. Until we talk about that movie has high reviews. But now let's get on to Legend of Tarzan, which, by the way, can't tell by my reaction, I liked a lot. I liked the Legend of Tarzan. Golly, man. I've seen the movie twice already. It's like my Jurassic World this year. Like last year, Jurassic World was that movie that I kept on seeing in the movie theaters over and over and over again. And I was wasting money seeing Jurassic World over and over and over again. Like my friends didn't see it. Oh, let's go see Jurassic World. My freaking mom didn't see it. Let's go see Jurassic World. Let's go see Jurassic World. Let's go see Jurassic World, man. And so I Jurassic World my shit out. I can't watch that movie again because I've seen it way too many times. Tarzan may become that movie for me this summer, depending on how many theaters keep it open for me. You know what I'm saying? Because golly, Tarzan, man, what a fun time, dude. You know, the Disney Tarzan, by the way, for all you guys that do not know, this is not a Disney live movie. I know a lot of people out there that think this is some Disney live action movie because Disney's been doing it. You know, they did the Jungle Book, Cinderella, Maleficent, and now they have Beauty and the Beast. No, this is not a Disney live movie. Disney does not own the rights to Tarzan. All right. I want you motherfuckers to realize that. A lot of people are like, oh, this is another Disney. No, it's not Disney at all. But The Legend of Tarzan, as Draven G asked, so Tarzan was an origin story. No, Legend of Tarzan was not an origin story. I don't know what Tarzan you're talking about. The Disney Tarzan, yeah, that was an origin story. But The Legend of Tarzan is not an origin story. Legend of Tarzan is about Tarzan in England already. And pretty much Samuel L. Jackson's character, George Washington Williams, I think that's what his name is trying to get Tarzan to go back to the Congo. These other British Democrats are trying to get Tarzan to go back to the Congo for a different reason. It's about the king and lord and stuff like that. But Tarzan's pretty much in his big old house with Jane, played by Margaret Robbie, and pretty much Tarzan is just trying to live a normal civilized life. After being in the jungle for so many freaking years, Tarzan is just trying to live a civil life. And then later on, at the end of the day, he kind of gets forced back to the jungle. And originally, the reason why they wanted him back in the jungle in the first place was because it was a trap. Because there was this one motherfucker in the beginning of the movie. He met these tribal guys. This tribal guy wanted Tarzan. And that's how the movie starts off. And the movie sprinkles in backstory here or there for people who are not familiar with the Tarzan story, which there are people. There are people who don't know the Tarzan story, so they sprinkle in some backstory of his parents and everything like that, being stranded on the island and stuff, trying to find some help. You know, him being rescued by the gorillas and being raised by the gorillas, how he met Jane and everything like that. So really, to be honest, they do have some backstory parts. And honestly, the backstory parts are like the best parts of the movie. They literally are just trying to see Tarzan. And it's not like the kid movie where Tarzan can talk to the apes. If you guys are expecting this movie like Planet of the Apes, where like Caesar can talk and some of the other apes can talk, don't expect that. None of these apes talk. All they do is make grunting noises. All the gorillas make grunting noises. All the animals make grunting noises. Tarzan doesn't talk to an elephant, and an elephant talks to him. No, they're like real animals. Tarzan can just communicate and talk to them and understand them and everything like that. So pretty much that's what Tarzan's doing. And Samuel Jackson, he's there for comedic relief. Like Samuel Jackson is absolutely hilarious in this movie. He has so many funny scenes in this movie. You're just like laughing, dude. Like, just so many great stuff by Samuel L. Jackson in this movie. He does a good job in this movie. Like, I wish that this movie was a backstory of Tarzan, like the start of Tarzan and everything like that. But that's why the title is called The Legend of Tarzan, because they're trying to show you how much of a legend he is in the Congo area and stuff like that, of where he grew up and to all the tribes and everything like that. But I kind of wish that it was like a flashback, more the flashback type of stuff, the origin story. But then again, if we didn't get the origin, we wouldn't be able to see, you know, Samuel L. Jackson's character, which I thought was one of the best characters in the movie. Andrew Skarsgård, he's all right. Margaret Robbie did a good job as Jane in this movie. The main villain is he's a vanilla main villain. He's literally such a vanilla main villain, and he has like a unusual weapon. Like those are some of the villains I hate. The villains with the unusual weapons. Like they have like the most weirdest things, and they use it as a weapon. And it's like, oh man, they know how to use that thing very well. That's their main way of attacking. They don't need guns or swords or spears or anything else that this world has. They have that unusual weapon, so they're going to kick your ass. Look, if it's a superhero movie, I understand that, because maybe their superpowers go well with the weapon. But when it's a movie like this, and I see motherfuckers with guns and rifles and all this other shit, why are you using your stupid unusual weapon? Like, that ain't going to do you any good, man. That ain't going to do you any good. But, man, the effects in this movie, the pacing of this movie was good. Like, it was just a good paced movie. Margaret Robbie's character, she's like, you know, Jane gets kidnapped, but Jane is not a damsel in distress. Like, Margaret Robbie didn't play Jane like she was just always in trouble or peril. She played it as strong, confident, and everything like that. I really liked how Margaret Robbie was in this movie. Samuel L. Jackson, like I said, he was one of the best parts of the movie. My major complaint about the movie was that I understand that this movie was kind of aimed towards kids a little bit, and they were trying to get kids to go watch it because, you know, believe it or not, people my age who watched, you know, Tarzan, the cartoon, you know, they're now adults. Some of them may even have kids too. So a lot of them were probably thinking like, oh man, this is going to be like when I was a kid, and Tarzan's going to play with Tantar and Turk, and they're going to play trombones and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people were expecting it to be like that, but it's not supposed to be like that. And I felt some of the violence in this movie, because one of the main, he's not the main antagonist. He's kind of just like a filler antagonist. He wants to get rid of Tarzan. And it's like, there's a reason why, and I'm not going to spoil for the movie and stuff like that. But when you get to that reason, you're expecting it to be a whole lot worse. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, it was pretty bad. But I'm talking about like when this guy was pissed off at Tarzan for doing what he did, you were expecting for a whole lot worse. Some of the violence in this movie was really turned down. Like it really was turned down. And some of the villains, and like I said, I feel like one of the problems with this movie is that the villains were just so cookie cutter, you know, cookie cutter vanilla villains. Like we have our filler villain who looks like a badass. It's like, oh man, this guy looks tight. I like this guy. He's controlling this tribe, but he's just a filler villain. The guy who controls a whole fucking tribe of people, he's a filler villain. A bunch of stupid villains that all they do is just smile and look like douchebags. Look, Hollywood, I'm a douchebag right now. Hire me if you need people like that, because I can fill that role just as perfectly. I can smile like an idiot and act like an idiot. And then the main villain was just some villain that, you know, tries to be a nice guy, but he's a dick. He's not a nice guy whatsoever. He's a dick. And that pretty much he has an unusual weapon. You're like, oh man, this guy, he has an unusual weapon, even though there's knives and all this other shit and rifles to be used. You know, that's my main complaint about the movie, was that, you know, some of the beatdowns and some of the violence in the movie was kind of turned down a little bit, which kind of disappointed me, because, you know, Tarzan's a freaking human trying to live in the freaking jungle. I mean, you expect it to be a little bit more violent. You know what I'm saying? Like, the jungle is not a nice world. I know Tarzan, the TV show, and all these other TV shows try to make the jungle as some great land to live in, but no, it's not a nice land. It's tough out there. And sometimes they got that right, and sometimes they didn't. So, but overall, Legend of Tarzan, this is the first movie of the movie review stream that I will say Pay full price for it. You won't be disappointed. I like this movie a lot. I think it's a fun movie to watch. I think the soundtrack's beautiful. I think that the pacing of the movie is really good. I had fun watching it. Definitely a movie I approve of. And then finally, we get to Independence Day. After all the glowing things that I've seen I said about Tarzan. Oh, God damn. Independence Day Resurgence is trash. It really is trash. I'm sorry. I was hoping for better. I'll say this, visually, stunning as fuck. That's the only positive you're going to hear from me. There's some scenes you just watch this movie and you go, God damn, the effects on this movie. You're just like, your jaw dropped. You're like, wow. Visually, some good stuff. But it has some lame-ass humor. Anytime something fun happens, let's go to a fucking monologue talking scene because that's what everyone wants to watch. The aliens looking like fucking Pokemon. Like, oh my God, dude. Just weak ass shit, dog. And the ending of the movie is so weak, too. It's like such a weak ending. Now, it was like, you're watching the final fight, right? You know it's the final fight, but you feel like there's more to this final fight. And then afterwards, they get rid of one obstacle, so you're like, okay, time for the next obstacle. Nope! That's it. And you're like, wait, what? That's it? I mean, the final fight was already going for way too long than it needed to, but you felt like there was a little bit more going to be in there, but no! They do this one thing, and then it's done. Everything's done. The aliens are like, yeah, we lost. Peace out, Earth. You fucking kidding me? It's like, oh my God. Damn. Using a wrestling term here. That was like when you were watching a match and you thought there was going to be more false finishes in there. And all of a sudden, that was the last finish. Like that one pinfall. You were like, wait, that's how they really ended the match? What? You thought there was going to be a lot more. I thought there was going to be a hell of a lot more to the ending of this movie, but that was it. Like, oh my God. Just bad. You know, the actors really made me like this movie. Like I said, bunch of lame humor. Like, I get it that we as Earthlings, we're not like the most successful race or the greatest race ever or anything like that. And there's probably other life forms out there. But how many times do we have to have a fucking space movie and it's like, oh, you Earthlings are so primitive? It's like, oh my God, dog. I've seen it before. Like, there's so many jokes about how fucking loserish Earth is. It's like, God damn. Then why do I live on this planet? This planet's so fucking crappy. Yo, you producers of these movies, why do you always have to tear down the Earth? Why can't you actually make Earth sound? I mean, we're one of the only few planets that we know of so far in this world where we as humans or we as people, our life forms, can live on. I'm just saying, man, like, God dang. Everyone, man. Everyone just hate on the Earth in Independence Day, man. I'm just saying, man. Don't waste your time on Independence Day Resurgence. Even if you see it free on TV, don't waste your fucking time. You'll feel disappointed. You'll sit there and say, well, I watched it for free. So I watched it for free in a movie theater, man. And I felt disappointed coming out of that, man. You know it's bad when someone that is going to a movie theater for free and watched it and said, what the fuck was this? God, terrible, terrible, terrible movie. Probably the worst movie I reviewed so far on the movie review stream. I know everyone's gonna be like, what? You didn't think Ghostbusters was worse than this shit? Ghostbusters, at least I walked out of it with something. You know, it was just a dare movie, but at least there was some, like, okay, it was there. Independence Day, I walked out, I was like, the fuck did I just watch, man? I wasted 2.5 hours of my fucking life watching that shit. Like, goddamn. Weak ass shit, man. Weak shit. So yeah, that's it for the review portion of this. If you guys have any questions about the movies I reviewed, or you guys going to ask me what movies I'm going to review in the future, just let me know, or you can tweet me at ChaseOliva68. If you guys missed a review, these are the movies I reviewed on this stream, and this is more for the people who watch this live. I reviewed Ghostbusters, Secret Life of Pets, Purge Election Year, The Shallow, Central Intelligence. What was the other movie? Legend of Tarzan I reviewed, Independence Day, and there was another movie, BFG. So there you go. Those were the 8 movies that I reviewed here in this first movie review stream. Trace Shooter says Christopher Waltz, the villain in Legend of Tarzan, is a good actor, but I agree as a villain in his movie, he was wasted, not written very well. Yeah, he was wasted. You know, he was typical. You know, he tries to be a good guy, but you know he's a dick, and he has an unusual weapon. It's like, I can use a fucking gun and shoot Tarzan. Nope, I'm going to use my unusual weapon. Fucking idiot. Graven G said, I thought I lacked most of the fun that was in the first movie. Yeah, the first Independence Day was fun. This second one is like, hey, here's a fun part for you guys. It's awesome. Now let's take it away. It's like, really? That was it? You were just like, hey, here's a fun part for you, and that was it? Didn't give us more? Come on, cuz. Give us more, man. Don't just leave us hanging like that. Just give us more. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for like everything. I just want more fun. I come to this movie, you know, I hear aliens, I hear fucking spaceships and stuff like that. You guys got to give us this. You guys got to promise us that we're going to get this. We're going to see some fun ass shit. But nah, it's like, that's it. That's why Star Trek Beyond, I'm so excited. Justin Lin's writing that movie, is directing it, because I know it's going to be like the Fast and Furious movies. I'm going to walk out and hopefully have fun. I can tell you guys right now, yes, Star Trek Beyond will definitely be a movie I review on this channel. Suicide Squad is definitely a movie I'll be reviewing. Matt Bourne, or the Matt Damon movie, Jason Bourne. I'm definitely going to be reviewing Jason Bourne. I love the Bourne Identity series, so I'm excited for that one. Jason Bourne, Star Trek Beyond, Suicide Squad. Those will definitely be reviewed. I don't know about the new Bryan Cranston movie. I want to see it. Maybe I'll have to go to a different theater and use my free opportunity there. I want to see that one, but if I don't get to it, I don't get to it, and I'll just review it at a later date, because, you know, I did review like older movies that, you know, are either out of theaters or not in theaters anymore to talk on this channel, so it's not like it's a big deal if I review it a little bit later. I think you guys are just wondering about the main movies anyways, but I will review, you know, the bigger movies and stuff like that. And not every stream is going to have like a bunch of movie reviews. You know, some of them will probably just have 3 movies reviewed. It just depends on when my theater and when the theaters get the movies and stuff. The Infiltrator, that's the Bryan Cranston movie. I just remembered it. But it just all depends and stuff like that. Red Bull 316 says, I wish that the Ghostbusters reboot would bomb in theaters. Well, I ain't going to bomb in theaters, man. Everyone wants to know if this is going to be so bad it was good, or it actually turns out to be good. You know, that's what people want to see. But yeah, I don't think it's going to bomb in theaters. I hope it doesn't bomb in theaters. That'd be bad for them. The actors won't get paid. I want people to get paid for their hard work. Gotta show love to Chris Hemsworth. Hemsworth was funny in the movie. Like I said, Hemsworth and this one guy in the movie, they were really funny. Yeah, so Ghostbusters, Secret Life of Pets, and everything like that. Sorry, I was just trying to read something that had in my notes. I feel like I already talked about Finding Dory a bunch of times already, so I'm not going to talk about it again. John Cool asks, are you going to watch the Power Rangers movie in 2017? Yeah. Why wouldn't I, John Cool? I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. Of course I'm going to watch that. Yeah, I'm going to watch it. It's Power Rangers. Why wouldn't I watch it? It's the original Mighty Morphin. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'll probably see Jason Bourne, but I missed the last movie, The Bourne Legacy, I think it was called. That's fine. You can miss the last movie. You didn't miss much. It's fine that you missed the last movie. Not missing much whatsoever. You're not missing much whatsoever. Born Legacy. Oh, God. I'll give Born Legacy this. It wasn't terrible. Wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't a Bourne movie to me, man. Just wasn't a Bourne movie. Jason Bourne. Now that's going to be a Bourne movie. Matt Damon's back. John Cool has thoughts on the Power Rangers new suits. I like them. I think they're cool. I like the trim and the design of them. Because really, to be honest, like, you can't go with that old school design. That's too 90-ish and stuff like that. You gotta fit with the modern times. You gotta have a sleek, modern, futuristic look. Let's be real here, man. Power Rangers, they're like superheroes. They're superheroes pretty much. You gotta see what these superheroes are wearing in the superhero movies. You gotta make it feel like people want to go out there and buy them, and also merchandise, man. You can't be just selling the old Mighty Morphin toys. It's like, oh yeah, here's the new Power Rangers movie, and here's these Mighty Morphin toys. Like, fuck, man. If you already have the original Mighty Morphin toys, why would you buy any of the new shit? Being dead honest, why would you buy any of the new stuff? Like, buying the new stuff, it's the same costume. I like the new costumes. I think they look sleek as hell. I think they look nice. I think that they fit the Power Rangers. They have enough white. They have the main colors. They have the freaking animals on their head, or the dinosaurs, I mean, on their head. I'm good with it. I don't know why people freaking out about the goddamn costumes. It's not like they're terrible. Everyone's like, oh, they're bad. It's like, fuck, man. They look like Power Rangers to me. They have the white trim that I like. They have enough white trim. They don't look stupid and convoluted. I'm fine with it, man. Like, it's like being a Power Rangers fan, I can tell you, man, it's like, I hate the costumes where they look like they're in their super forms. You know what I'm saying? These costumes look like they're regular Power Rangers, man. So I like it. And also, they're American Power Ranger costumes, not Sentai. So they're not basing their shit off some Sentai stuff. Or maybe they are, and I'm just stupid. Jay Walker said, thoughts on X-Men Apocalypse? I talked about it before. I liked it. I liked X-Men Apocalypse. I thought it was a fun movie. I know I used the word fun a lot, but it was a fun X-Men movie. It was a strong X-Men movie. Not the best, but a strong one. I like the final fight. I'm a mark for the Phoenix, so anytime I see the Phoenix, oh yeah. And yeah, I'm going to talk spoilers. X-Men Apocalypse has been out. Here's the thing. I talk about movie spoilers when a movie's been out for a month or two. Because if you haven't seen it by then, your fault. You're coming on the stream. You want to know my thoughts on the movie? Well, guess what? It's been a month or two. So there you go. But yeah, X-Men Apocalypse, I liked it. I thought it was a fun time. Good, strong X-Men movie. Obviously, it means we're going to have more Wolverine movies in the future. I thought Hugh Jackman was done with that, but whatever. Joe Juicy has thoughts on Rita's new look. Well, Rita looks like she looks like fucking what's her name from In Space, Andromeda. Do you remember her? Like, no, what's her name from the Turbo movie? What's her fucking name, dude? She was the only villain that actually did shit, and they fucking put her under the rug like she was some jobber. Like, you know who I'm talking about? She looks like she's a mix of Andromeda from In Space and that one girl from Turbo. I'm forgetting her name. Holy shit, I'm forgetting the name of the freaking girl from Turbo. I should turn in my Power Rangers fan card right now. I ain't no Power Rangers fan. But yeah, she looks like Andromeda from In Space after Andromeda became, or is it Galaxy? Does she look like the bitch from Galaxy? She looks like I said, she looks like the Diva Talks. Is that the girl? Diva Talks from Turbo mixed with Andromeda from In Space. And when that one girl went into Scorpion's little hive and Galaxy, she looks like those three fused together. She looked like those three fused together. That's what Rita looks like in 2000 and the new Power Rangers. She looks like those three fused together. She looks more like the girl from a freaking from Galaxy. I got my Galaxy. Like, Power Rangers has too many female villains. God dang it, man. Too many female villains. But yeah, Diva Talks. Let's go on a Diva Talks rant for a bit. Diva Talks got buried, man. She destroyed the Turbo Rangers. And then it was all like, fuck you, Diva Talks. Andromeda. Like, what? She actually did shit. And then you're just going to throw her under the rug like that? And then the next time we see her, she is all like all happy and stuff, wearing a dress at the end of In Space. She's like, "Yay, I'm happy." I think she got hit by that In Space, the Zordon bomb or whatever, or Galaxy. I can't remember which Power Rangers it is, man. Where Zordon blew up, and then it was like all of a sudden freaking Diva Talks became like all nice, wearing a dress, looking all pretty and shit. But yeah, Galaxy had it where that one girl, she became a scorpion, right? Or something like that. Yeah, I think it was. Her dad was a giant ass scorpion. My favorite Power Rangers villain, Zed. Lord Zed's my favorite, dude. Zed was such an idiot. Look, this is not a Power Rangers exclusive stream, Joe Juicy. This is a movie stream. I have no problem talking Power Rangers as long as it refers to the 2016. Draven G, or 2017, I mean. Draven G, are you looking forward to Fantastic Beasts and where to find them? A little bit. Not, I know it's a J.K. Rowling thing. I know it's a Harry Potter thing. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Josh Chambers asked, did you watch Batman vs. Superman Director's Cut? Yeah, what a waste of time that shit was. Holy crap. Fuck. That, talk about a waste of time, man. I remember I was like, all right, let's see what they added to this shit to make it better. They didn't make it better for me. I felt like it made it worse. Like, I forgot who directed it. I think it's Snyder. But really, you couldn't think of a way to make this movie only like 2 hours long. You really had to make it 3 hours filled with fucking bullshit like this. But really, like this. This is the bullshit you give us. Like I like that, you know, Clark Kent got more love. I like that Clark Kent got a little bit more love. They showed more love to Superman in this movie like they should have. But it just wasn't enough for me. It just wasn't enough where I was like, yeah, man. Great shit. Like, really, Batman v Superman, they should have just kept it fucking simple. It's Batman, Superman, Lex Luger's trying to get these guys to fucking fight. There you go. Just pissed me off more watching this movie. I was bored mostly watching it the first time, and I was even more bored watching the director's cut. If it wasn't for my boy MJ, I wouldn't have watched the director's cut because he told me there was more Superman stuff. So I had to go check it out for myself, and I felt like it was a waste of time. God dang, Dan Snyder, Josh Snyder, I don't know who the fuck made this movie, but fuck you. I'm hoping Suicide Squad is good. Josh Chambers asked, do you think Power Rangers movie will be rated R? Fuck no, are you kidding me? Why would they make this movie rated R? You know how many kids are going to try to see this movie? PG-13 at the most. Rated R, They ain't going to freaking tailor-made for us OG, old-ass Power Ranger fans. Why would they do that? That would be so stupid on their part. You want to try to get almost everyone to see this movie. That's what you are trying to do with freaking Power Rangers. You're not going to try to go in and with this movie and make it rated R. Are you kidding me? Oh, that would be the most ridiculous thing they have ever done by a studio. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the hardcore Power Ranger fans be like, they did it, dog. They did it right here. But holy shit, man. Power Rangers is for kids. No matter how many ways you put it, go Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin, Power Rangers Zeo, Galaxy, Turbo, In Space, freaking whatever else Power Rangers there are, Wild Force, SPD, Mystic Force, Dino Thunder, Ninja Storm, and all that other stuff, Samurai, Super Duper Mega Force, Dino Charge, those are all for kids. So you're going to tell me you will make a Power Ranger movie and make it rated R? Okay. That'd be so dumb. That'd be a waste of money. So you can just section out the kids that want to see this movie? So that way you can make the Power Rangers franchise something that's supposed to be fun and exciting for these kids and make it all adult shit? Don't get me wrong. Adult Power Ranger stuff would be cool. I'm not trying to say it would be bad. But really, to be honest here, if you're making this Power Rangers movie, you want everyone to enjoy it. I want to go to this movie and feel like I'm a big kid watching Power Rangers again. I just want to remember my time when I used to have my fucking Megazords in my hand, my Power Rangers action figures, and watching it and being like, go, go, Power Rangers. Like, just be like a kid again. Not go in there and be like, oh, man, that was bloody as hell. How Tommy stabbed Saban into Zed's chest. I don't want that. Nah, I don't care how cartoony the movie is, if it is PG or PG-13. I'm going in there to watch Power Rangers. If you watch the original Power Rangers, how many of that shit is hardcore anyways? It's all kiddie stuff. It's made for kids. It's not made for adults. Yeah, sure, the bunch of freaking people who are into this movie who are going to be watching it are people who were kids and are now adults. But goddamn, you're not going to freaking just segregate an audience of children who pretty much you're marketing towards if you do make this movie, because you got the action figures, you got the toys, you got the Megazord. You're not going to section off these kids and be like, oh, well, it's a rated R. And you want a Deadpool fiasco for that. You know, Deadpool, the reason why it was so successful for them is because it was rated R, but that was a superhero movie, and a lot of superhero movies are rated PG-13 anyways. So it's not like you're missing out if you, like, Deadpool's great. I'm not trying to say Deadpool's a bad movie or anything like that. But when it comes down to it, you are not going to be segregating an audience for Power Rangers. It's not like there's a bunch of Power Ranger movies are going to be made. You know, it's about fucking having fun with Power Rangers. Joe Juicy also asked, I heard Bryan Cranston was originally supposed to be Lex Luthor. Did you think he would have been better? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Way better. Way better than freaking Jesse Eisenberg's dumbass. I'll tell you this. This is a true story. I ain't making this shit up. So, at my theater, we have to do these things called theater checks. We have to check the theater, make sure the projections are good, make sure we don't have people filming the camera, trying to sell those bootleg DVDs and everything like that. So, you know, I was checking the theater. I was just watching. It was Now You See Me Too. Just watching the movie again, you know, just for a little bit before going back up. It was a slow day. It was a morning shift, so can't really expect much, you know, from a morning shift. And so, all of a sudden, the guy who was sitting there is like, hey, there was only one guy in the theater, by the way. Hey, can you come here? So I go over there. I think there's something wrong or something like that. I'm going to be like, yes, sir, what's the problem? And he goes, has Jesse Eisenberg ever been in a good movie? Because this guy fucking sucks. I tried so hard not to burst out and laughing, man. Jesse Eisenberg was so annoying. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Oh my god. Yeah, Bet of Gotham versus Man of Krypton. Now you had an hour minutes. Like, oh god. Some of those lines, if you just listen to how fucking Jesse Eisenberg delivers them, you would think, oh man, if Cranston was there, dude. And especially, we probably want to get that stupid Jolly Rancher scene. Like, fuck that shit. Joe Juicy asks, what if a Hollywood made Power Rangers movie dark and gritty? Stupid. Why would you take something that Power Rangers is not supposed to be dark and gritty? Why do Power Rangers have to be dark and gritty? I would hate that so much, man. Like Batman movies, I can understand them being dark and gritty because that's Batman. When has Power Rangers always been dark and gritty? Upsets me when people want to take something that's beautiful and fun, want to make it dark and gritty. Draven G asked, from what I heard, it's going to be PG-13, but it's going to be very serious. How serious are we talking about, Draven G? Because I'll be pissed off if it is too serious. I mean, if they're just going to take it serious, like it's going to be an actual movie, and it's not going to be as stupid and jokey as a TV show, that's fine. That's fine if they want to take it to that level, where it's just like it's an actual seriously acted movie, and it's not like these guys are just goofing around and being idiots the whole time, like the TV show. But if it's super serious, that's a bad move in my opinion. Power Rangers is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be like, oh, goofy. Like, it's not supposed to be like, oh, so dark and gritty. Straight Shooter says, I don't care about the rating of the movie as long as the movie is good. I enjoy it and treat the property with respect. Exactly, Straight Shooter. That's how Power Rangers needs to be. Josh Chambers asks, I asked because my female friend wanted the Power Rangers movie to be rated R just because we're older now. Well, tell your female friend. First off, you go to that female friend, you say to her, listen, the children matter too. When you were a kid and you wanted to see the Turbo movie, did you want that to be rated R? No, because you wanted to go to the Turbo movie and you want to enjoy the Turbo movie. Let these kids enjoy the movie. Let these kids enjoy Power Rangers. Like I said, I don't care if they try to make it acting serious, where they're just like, you know, their acting is a little bit more serious, a little bit more tight, and the issues are a little bit more serious of the Power Rangers. That's fine. That is fine. But when you make it all dark and gritty and fucking like it's trying to be Batman, even though it's not Batman, it's fucking Power Rangers, that's stupid. Power Rangers, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun when we see them fight the monster gets big and they form the Megazord and everything like that. That's Power Rangers to me. But when I see Power Rangers and it's just like dark and gritty and super serious, it pisses me off, because that's not Power Rangers to me. That isn't. Has Power Rangers had its dark arcs? Oh yeah, but they're not really all that dark, are they? No. So yeah. Draven G asked, that wasn't Lex Luthor, that was a Joker wannabe. Yeah, that was. Jesse Eisenberg would have been a better Riddler than Lex Luthor. Do you agree? Says Redwolf 316. Oh yeah, I thought he would be a better Riddler for. Yeah, sure. Draven G, thoughts on Ninja Turtles 2? Oh, I liked it. I actually like Ninja Turtles 2. If it's in a discount theater, go check it out for sure. It's a discount purchase for sure. I actually like Ninja Turtles 2. It wasn't as good as the first one. I mean, the first one wasn't all that good, but me being a turtle head, me being a big fan of Turtles, you know, I had fun watching it. You know, I felt the Turtles needed a little bit more time to shine. I felt Rocksteady and Bebop were great additions. And Megan Fox wasn't really shoved down our throats that much, which was surprising to me. Like, she was very tamed in this movie. Of what they did with Megan Fox, I was very surprised Michael Bay wasn't being sexist as fuck with her, man. I mean, she has that one scene in the beginning, but other than that, she's very tamed. Because, like, near the end of the movie, she's wearing, like, a low-cut top and, like, these jeans that are way too freaking tight, man. Like, these jeans are way too freaking tight for her body. And it's just like, you know that you may see an ass crack or something like that. And then later on, like, they put a freaking... they tie like a flannel around her waist, so she looks a little bit more appropriate. She doesn't look like she's like some idiot trying to fight and this low-cut tank top and these tight-ass jeans. She actually is wearing like a flannel, so she kind of looks a little bit more appropriate. You know, it's not like she's like stupid. She barely talks in the movie too. I think she only has like not that many lines. She doesn't really do shit. Casey Jones, like, yeah, Stephen Amell is kind of like just kind of thrown in there. So yeah, but really, to be honest here, Turtles 2 is as good as the first one. Met my expectations, you know, but it's not like a great movie. It's not a good movie either. It's just like, you're a fan of the Turtles, you're gonna like it, but casual people going in, they're gonna be like, eh. The Turtles weren't really that funny either. So the Real Heel asks, do you see Hollywood remaking Back to the Future? I hope not. Only time will tell. Only time will tell with that one. If they haven't done it in 2020 or 2025, then probably not. But those are the years that I would say they would probably remake Back to the Future. Kadeem Simon asks, how was Sheamus acting Ninja Turtles movie? Sheamus was fine. He didn't really do much. He just said, my man. You know, he just kind of acted like an idiot. I mean, I can't really base Sheamus's acting in this movie. It was just kind of there. All right, Dre, but Shredder. Yeah, Shredder actually looks like a badass for once. And then they're like, oh, nope, Crane. And the final fights, that's the thing, too. Like, Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 are pretty much the same movie. They're pretty much the same premise. Oh, we can't go in the light. April has to do shit in the light. We're ugly turtles. There's like a cure or something like that for us, or there's some type of emphatic disease, and we got to stop it, or we can do something with it. Like, because in the first Turtles, I forgot what they were trying to stop again. Like, Shredder was trying to poison the Earth or some shit like that. Kind of like Amazing Spider-Man 1. So, yeah. John Cool says, I hear The Rock is the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Good. Yeah, he like ranked 19 on the Forbes list. That's good for him. Stray Shooter asks, are you going to review Doctor Strange? Yeah, of course I will. Why wouldn't I? It's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe there. Seems interesting enough. I saw the trailer. I was like, why not? Why not go with the magic of the world? So yeah, I'll review Doctor Strange. I mean, I reviewed Ghostbusters. You would hope I would review Doctor Strange, right? I came on this channel reviewing Ghostbusters, and I don't review Doctor Strange. That'd be kind of strange if you ask me. It's like, oh, you reviewed Ghostbusters, but you didn't review Doctor Strange. I reviewed Secret Life of Pets. You know if a movie has a big name to it, don't worry. I'll probably stream it. Should be more worried about the movies that are kind of like Draven G says, but I like the actor in this one more than the Mega Shredder from the first one. Wasn't I thought it was the same guy. That was the same dude from Turtles 1 and 2. I may have been mistaken. So it seemed like the same dude to me. He was just speaking a little bit more English. So any more questions that you guys have for me about movies and all that other stuff? And tell me down below if you guys, or tell me here, do you guys like the movie streams? Because I know a lot of people have been asking, and the people who have been asking have showed up. So that's all I care about. It's like, the people who have been asking, Chase, do movie reviews and stuff like that. You guys actually showed up, which I care about. Because it's like, if you guys didn't show up, I would have been like, man, these guys always ask me to do movie reviews, and you guys are not showing up to the stream and stuff like that. But hey, the people that I want to show up have shown up, so I'm good with it. I've read all their names. You know who they are. They always ask me movie questions and stuff like that. So yeah, at least you guys showed up, man. That's all I cared about. That the people who asked for it have shown up. We get new people to come. Awesome, sweet. But I'm doing this mainly for the people who've been asking me for months and months and months on the Q&As. You should review movies. You should review movies, Chase. Review more movies, Chase. So there you go. I'm glad you guys showed up. Because I was getting kind of worried. I did a Ghostbusters portion. No one was here. And I was like, oh, man, this could be bad for me, but I'm still going to do it every couple of weeks or so. And so, yeah, glad you guys showed up. The guys who've been asking, because I know you guys have been wanting me to talk movies and stuff like that, but I talk about too much shit on this channel. Joe Juicy asked, do you think the DC cinematic universe is failing? Too early to tell, man. Like, they've only really had what, 2 movies? 2 movies, man. Like, that's so hard to judge off 2 movies. I mean, it's not on a good start, I can tell you that. The Superman movie, Man of Steel, that was all right. Batman v Superman, trash. Now you have to hope Suicide Squad is doing good. Suicide Squad has so much hype around it, too, because the thing was about Suicide Squad, I hate it when people compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy. We're like, oh, this could be like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, stop it. No. See, Guardians of the Galaxy, no one had any expectations for that fucking movie. Everyone looked at that, unless you're a big-time comic book nerd, and you just looked at it and you're like, huh? Guardians of the Galaxy? The fuck? You're just sitting there like, oh, what is this? And then you go to it and you're like, wow, that was awesome. You let that movie say, wow, what an awesome movie. What a great movie. That was fun. That's what Guardians of the Galaxy was, man. That's what that movie was all about. It was fun. Suicide Squad's getting all this hype. Everyone's like comparing it to Guardians, but it's like, no, what made Guardians great is because we didn't know what it was. Yeah, just because a lot of people don't know what Suicide Squad is doesn't mean all of a sudden it's going to be Guardians. Don't compare it to Guardians. Don't think it's going to surprise us, man. It has so much hype around it. There's so much hype around it, man. Have you heard the 2 songs that they have for it and everything like that? All the commercials, all like Warner Brothers is actually doing a freaking early release for this movie. They barely do that shit, man. Especially for a DC Cinematic Universe movie, people are going to have early reviews for it too to hype you up. Oh my god, man. Shoot, man. All I gotta say is Suicide Squad doesn't perform. I have a Suicide Squad. I don't know if you guys can see behind me, but behind me there's a Suicide Squad poster right here. It's a Suicide Squad poster I got from work. I got a bunch of other posters from work too. I got like the accountant and I got Central Intelligence and stuff. I just gotta hang them up on my wall somewhere. But yeah, Suicide Squad has a lot of hype. I'm kind of excited for the movie. The reason why I'm not super excited is because I still have the sour taste of Batman v Superman in my mouth. I still have that taste in my mouth where I'm like, oh God, Batman v Superman happened. And now I'm going to be judging Suicide Squad as hard because it's like it's part of the DC cinematic universe. It's part of the Batman v Superman universe, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to be judging it so damn hard. I'm going to be sitting here judging this movie hard, and it's because it's part of that universe. So I have to. You know, that's just how it is. So, yeah. Draven G, Samurai Jack, somewhat excited for it. I like the first season, but then afterwards it kind of got out of control. Straight Shooter asks, how many Transformer movies do you think they'll make? Fuck if I know. I say 2 more, because finally, about damn time, it's been a while. They're going to fucking Cybertron. Golly, man. I thought they'd never reach Cybertron. I thought Cybertron was never going to happen, man. I was like, man, are they ever going to get to Cybertron? Are they ever going to get to Unicron and stuff like that? Finally. About damn time, right? Shit. They probably have like 2 more movies, man. Like Cybertron and then probably Bumblebee becoming Hot Rod or whatever. Well, I know Bumblebee and Hot Rod are 2 different characters, but like, you know, Optimus giving the all spark to Bumblebee and making Bumblebee great. I don't think Bumblebee was. I gotta watch Age of Extinction again, man. After what they did to my boy Grimlock, I was pissed off at that movie. That movie, like, holy shit, man! I remember my mom was like, "You want to see Age of Extinction?" I'm like, "No." She came back from that movie. She's like, "I fell asleep." My mom falls asleep at the movie theaters a lot, man. She does. But yeah, man, Age of Extinction. Oh God. I think 2 more Transformer movies and they're done, Straight Shooter. I think 2 more and they're done. All right. Gochi Man asks, who would you fuck, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman or Margaret Robbie as Harley Quinn? Oh, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn knows some crazy shit there. So Wonder Woman, see, she seems to, I'm going based off the characters, not as the actresses and stuff like that. You know, Gal Gadot does have some perks, same with Margaret Robbie, but I'll go with Harley Quinn because, like, Harley Quinn knows some crazy shit, I bet you, man. Wonder Woman seems I'm forgetting the word, man. Like, you guys know what I'm saying. If you're a dude, you know what I'm saying when it comes down to it, man. It's just like, it's too protective. And then it's like, I feel like her Amazonish strength would crush me and kill me. I want to be alive after sex. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be dead. So I'll go with Harley Quinn. Even though I might get some bite marks and scratch marks in there, I'll go with Harley Quinn all day. So, yeah. But I'll be like DiCaprio and Wolf of Wall Street. I'll fuck her, and then I'll stop after 2 seconds. You all remember from Wolf of Wall Street, DiCaprio fucks Margaret Robbie, and he's like, ah! It's just like 2 seconds. And she's like, that's it? And it's like, yep, that was it. Draven G said, I've heard they want to make Transformers and G.I. Joe in the same universe. Oh, man, The Rock fighting a fucking Transformer. That'd be great. Oh, Bumblebee and Snake Eyes, or Snake, whatever his name is. I forgot the guy who doesn't talk's name. I think it's Snake. Thoughts on Star Wars Rogue One so far? Oh, it looks interesting. I can't wait. I'm very interested to see, because, like, remember, they retconned all the other material and stuff like that. So this is how the Rebel forces became what they become and everything like that. So, yeah. The Real Hero asks, I hear Marvel and Fox might join together to do a crossover with Avengers and the X-Men. Good luck with that shit. It's probably talks right now because I know Fox, they said that this is going to be the last X-Men movie in a while. Like, they're not really going to produce any more X-Men movies. I think Bryan Singer's kind of tired of doing that. Bryan Singer always does this, man. He makes X-Men. It's like, oh man, Singer knows what he's doing with X-Men. And then afterwards, he's all like, nah, just did the Phoenix. Like, he really wants to do the Phoenix arc, but then he doesn't go all the way with the Phoenix arc. He just teases it to us. He dick teases us saying like, yeah, I'm writing a Phoenix script. Got a Phoenix arc script. And he doesn't do it. And I don't even know how he's going to do the Phoenix arc. He killed the Hellfire Club in the first X-Men, man. First X-Men, first class, the Hellfire Club died. So I don't know how he's going to do it, man. But we'll see. If they do an Avengers crossover with the X-Men, I guess it would be cool. I don't know what they would be arguing about, though. I don't know what would be the issue. Obviously, it's not going to be like Avengers versus X-Men, because the issue there was that the Phoenix was making all the X-Men too powerful and shit like that. So you'll have to wait and see with that one. I mean, it'll be cool, but be a little bit too much superheroes, right? And then you have to explain the whole Quicksilver development. You know, Quicksilver died, and Scarlet Witch is alive, and Magneto. And also, don't forget, X-Men is in the past. You know, based off in the 1980s, and then fucking the Avengers is in present day, maybe in the future of the present day, you know, maybe like 2018 at least, maybe, who knows? So yeah. Let's see, what's the next question? Joe Juicy, how is Suicide Squad and Batman versus Superman in the same universe? One movie is dark and gritty, and the one movie looks like it's going to be comedic. It's in the same universe. It's in the DC universe. Didn't you see Ben Affleck in the damn trailer? Batman's in it. He's all like riding on his Batmobile and shit like that. It's the same universe. It's a DC Cinematic Universe movie. It's the same universe. How do you think all these Jokers got in there? Batman freaking put them in there. Well, most of them. You'd have to put Joker in them. Because remember, Batman in Batman v Superman, Joe Juicy, is a future Batman, not present. And Suicide Squad is probably going to be dark and gritty. I don't know what you're watching, but I see from the trailers, like, yeah, there's comedy in there, but it still has that same dark and gritty feel. Draven G asked, did you hear that Sony still wants to do their own cinematic universe with Spider-Man? Aren't they doing that already with Homecoming? I heard Sony and Marvel are just working together to make the Spider-Man movies. I mean, if they want to continue with afterwards, like if Homecoming and whatever else Marvel does with Spider-Man does good, sure. Sony just needs to learn not to crowd. I get it, Spider-Man has a bunch of villains. I get it, you want to tell a bunch of different stories of Spider-Man, but god dang, man. You gotta calm down on the villains. I feel like the only way where Sony wants to do like their own version of Spider-Man, if they don't want to go with the Peter Parker route, is like just do Miles Morales. That's the only way I can really see them doing a different Spider-Man than what we currently have, because man, dude, we've seen enough of Peter Parker. So yeah, I feel like that's the only way. At least we might get Mr. Sinister in the next movie. Yeah. Joe Juicy asked, what's the most disappointing movie I've ever watched? Spider-Man 3, not even fucking close. John Cool, who do you want to see as the villain for Spider-Man Homecoming? Has to be, I would say the Vulture, because don't forget Iron Man's also going to be in Homecoming. So you have to have a reason for Iron Man to be there. So I would say the Vulture would be a good villain, because I feel Vulture has been kind of like mistreated for quite some time. You know, someone said, Draven G just said Mysterio. Look, you can use Mysterio in another movie. We don't need Mysterio could be used in an Avengers movie. Quite honestly, I feel Mysterio could be a good Avengers villain down the line, because Mysterio can do a lot of crazy ass shit. I feel like Vulture would be someone that would make sense. Someone that got burned by Stark and wants to kill Peter Parker and stuff like that, or got burned by Spider-Man. Vulture would be a good villain. Maybe show Shocker some love. I feel like you give it to a B Spider-Man villain, before you give it to like one of the top tier villains. Because man, we've seen Green Goblin so many times. We're done with that. You know, he was in 3 freaking movies. Don't go to Venom right away. If you go to Venom, that'd just be Craven. Craven would be good, but I would say like if you're gonna have Iron Man, you gotta have a reason why. So like Iron Man's in there. Iron Man's power is like flying around, shooting lasers and stuff. Him fighting Vulture would be a cool scene. You know what I'm saying? That's why I choose the Vulture, because it's like if Iron Man's gonna be in the movie and we all know that he's gonna be in the suit and everything like that, you gotta have it where he's flying around and shooting shit. You know, you can't just have it where he's fighting someone and he's like has the advantage. Like Craven, I guess, can do some damage, but I'm just choosing Vulture. John Kuas, do you ever want to see Spider-Gwen in a future Spider-Man movie? Sure. It worked well the last time, so why not? It's not even Gwen Stacy. It's like his high school person, like the person he takes it. It's called Homecoming because Spider-Man's doing the Homecoming yet, apparently. I don't know yet. Draven G, we still haven't seen the Hobgoblin yet. Let's hope we never see the Hobgoblin. Everyone, Harry Potter's the Hobgoblin. No, he isn't. Hobgoblin's different. So stupid. Yeah, let's just hope we don't see the Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin would be, it's just the same shit. It really is the same shit. Straight Shooter says they should wait until the next Spider-Man movie to put Venom in. Yeah, I guess. They really, because Venom is like, that's their money right there. Venom is the money. Venom is the draw. Like everyone loves Venom and everything like that. Venom's cool. Venom's awesome and everything like that. So I like Venom. I have no problem with Venom. I'm just saying, like, that's just like everyone's favorite Spider-Man villain. When they go to a Spider-Man villain, it's like, yeah. Yep. Venom. Alrighty then. Is that all we got for the questions? Because I'm about to head out here. Alrighty then. John Kuas, do you see a solo Venom movie? If they get the right guy to play Eddie Brock, I have to see who plays Eddie Brock first. I can't sit here and be like, oh yes, solo Venom. No, you gotta get someone to play Eddie Brock first. Get someone that I can give a shit to play Eddie Brock as, and then yeah. Then I'll give you the answer. I can would I like a solo Venom movie? Sure. But like really, to be honest here, I want to know who's playing him. I want to know who's going to play Eddie Brock, the struggle of Eddie Brock, or if they're going to use Eddie Brock, are they going to use the Scorpion as Venom, or are they going to use fucking Flash, or is that his name, Flash Thompson or whatever his name is, Spider-Man's bully in high school? Are they going to use that Agent Venom? So yeah, guess who's playing Venom first. Draven G says, am I the only one who wants to see a Spider-Man 2099 movie? Maybe. I like 29.99. Eduardo's a cool guy and all. For is that his name, Eduardo? I can't remember his name, to be honest. His real life name, but I know it's not American. It's like some Hispanic name. But maybe you are the only one. I mean, he's pretty cool. It's just going to be hard to pull off that type of movie. I guess you could pull it off, but at the same time, one of the cool things about Spider-Man is him swinging from building to building in real life. Now you have it where he's swinging to building in the future, where we don't even know what the future is going to be like that in 2099. So it's like, that's why I feel like current Spider-Man stuff works well, because it's cool. You kind of wish you could be like Spider-Man swinging through building to building in real life. So anyway, thank you all very much for coming to this stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button down below. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseLover68. Tomorrow, we got a wrestling stream for you guys. We're going to be talking, of course, Cruiserweight Classic. Brock Lesnar maybe have doped some steroids. Who knows what the fuck Brock Lesnar's been doping, but Brock Lesnar may have doped some shit. So we're going to talk about that. And yeah, that's what we're going to talk about next time I stream. John Cool. Final question, then I'm out of here. Do you think Moon Knight should get his own movie? Moon Knight's not a character where he gets his own movie. He's more of a character where you just kind of put in the movie and he works out just fine. I feel like Moon Knight getting his own movie, it'd be all right. But I feel like he's more of a guy that you introduce and like, hey, here's Moon Knight, and it works just fine. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys have a stupendous Friday and have yourself a good one. See you guys tomorrow for the wrestling stream. Peace.